Hello there, how's your day? I'm Ame Gakita there. So, alright, it seems like someone graduation decided to went haywire, as well as that is very same company that the talent also have a little bit of bad fate. Well, even though I said a little bit, it's more towards that there's a lot of them, but we are just gonna point out two of them along the line and discuss the situation that is happening in Nijisanji. So, how many times have I not talked about Nijisanji and giving them a lot of criticism? I mean, like, it just only like feel like just yesterday that I just talked about Holoplus, the app created by the parent company of Hololive, Holostar, the Cover Corps, and well, so far it seems like there are some improvement to it, though only time can tell. But the only issue right now that we do have to address is that the graduation of Nijisanji, although I believe there is some people saying that, oh, there will be new wave coming soon, there will be new people joining Nijisanji. But it's also the moment of when more and more people who used to belong to Nijisanji or go part of Nijisanji is going to just graduate along the line and move on and became much better along the line. Who knows? But the one thing I do know very well is that it's really kind of like this sort of things that when you see when people always kind of like moving on with their life and what's not, and you start to see like there is a lot of reason why it's best to just leave Nijisanji instead of getting it. But if getting your name out there at least is part of the deal that you want, then I don't see anything like there's anything wrong with that. The only issue at this point of time is that the reason why when you have like someone graduating is like often more than not that it may be due to differences of direction that both the talents and the company have. It can also be due to like the contract fail down, breakdown, or whatever how you want to call it along the line, and they decided to not renew it and they move on with their life. So there are actually many reasons for a graduation. The only issue is that what Haywire or has Haywire, if you want me to call his full name, is that his graduation really, as his name really point himself as that his name being called Haywire proved that he really went all with Haywire at his final so-called stream. So he actually did quite a few so-called misunderstandings sarcasm in his live stream, as pointed out by FalseEyeD, as well as that later on Salvi did a few kind of like point out in his video about the graduation along the line, and the so-called outburst, right, is really kind of like a few points that we do have to address. Number one thing is that he did kind of like hinting towards that he will tell other people about his past life account in somewhere that everyone will know. How similar is that to Toki Bird? Well, when Selen Tatsuki got so-called terminated, not even granted her graduation, a lot of people spamming Toki Bird past life, how she was Selen Tatsuki along the line, and it was during that moment that she was able to be well known to everyone and people supporting her accordingly. So what Haywire did in his live stream was actually kind of like referencing to that point, indicating that if he do so-called graduated in Nijisanji, then he should be like, once he leave, people will know where he is. So far, nobody cares. And there are actually proof of it. I mean, like, I've seen Reddit, and I'm not going to show those Reddit because it's really, in my words, not very, very nice, but in the most simple term that Nijisanji loves to use, negligible. And seriously, it seems like a lot of people are making full use of the word negligible for the graduation of the Haywire, and to me, I think I can see why it became as such. Because when Haywire really went full Haywire, he got quite a lot of so-called Korean fan bashing at him, as well as people actually putting up stuff indicating like when a lot of joke, so-called sarcasm joke that he put out are being so-called distasteful. People doesn't like him along the line due to his behavior, his method of speech, who knows. But the one thing that I do seem to know is that the he will still have his fan base who might and might not follow him. The only issue is that how much is the fan base being a Nijisanji hardcore fan. So obviously we don't know who will they how many will decide to just follow him along the line, because some of them may just decided to not follow him throughout or to his past life. And even if he do, like, I actually did comment on his part, is that even if he do graduate and having like move on to a past life and wanting to talk about Nijisanji, it will not look good on him, nor will it look good on Nijisanji. So another one that actually did graduate beforehand, which is Kyo Kaneko, and now became known as Quill. Although it seems like he did have kind of like buried the hatchet with some of the past members that either graduated or terminated along the line, who knows. The only issue, it seems that he do became so-called the irreverent in once he became indie, as what I think Nijisanji love about, because you can't be anyone be after you graduate, because you can't, that's what it seems. So obviously, in a way, there are other people who actually stated that that's not the case. The reason why Kyo-san do became so-called not well known by many people is because of what he seemingly did before he graduated, which is to so-called play down the graduation, the termination of Selen Tatsuki, and as well as that there is even like the allegation that he actually get his friend to so-called do a smearing campaign against Toki Bird, who is later well known as the past life of Selen Tatsuki. So obviously it does not sit well with a lot of people, and obviously people are mad at him. And the only issue is that later on he did talk about how he had a bad dream that he was part of Nijisanji and it was just something that was akin to a nightmare. So obviously it does not look good on Nijisanji as well, because it's kind of like telling everyone that Nijisanji is a bad company. But the only issue is that it also doesn't help to pay him in a good light because of what he had did. So the only issue is that right now, obviously people are going to point out the issue about Haywire, and in a way I can see why. If you are putting 1:1, technically if you are and as well as using past cases as a reference, mind you guys, it may come out with a different outcome. The only issue is that similarity between Kyo Kaneko as well as Haywire do go a long way. Like number one is basically the issue they did not come out and stand up on Tokiba's termination. Number two, they decided to downplay the situation that happened to Toki Bird. Number three, they decide to stand with the company and not blink twice, as what people love to say. Number four, they claim they are innocent, and yet they come up with quite a few distasteful joke along the line, or sarcasm if you want to go with that. So all in all, when you have such people graduating, obviously not everyone is going to follow them. And it's kind of like, to me, it's really the moment of that they have became what they don't wish to be, and that is down into the abyss. So the only thing is that I'm not saying that they won't bounce back. The only issue that I have, like my advice to Haywire on the graduation is that congratulations, you're out of the black company. The only issue is that how are you going to move on? And when I say move on, as in really move on, because the thing is, right, there is a lot of things that he can't do. So obviously he have to come with new direction, new path to discredit himself as an indie VTuber at this point. The only issue, like, and that is, I feel like he's best not to capitalize on the drama anymore, just move on. Because if he do, like, if people start pointing out his past life, or in the case that he talked badly about Nijisanji, how that he was being so-called screwed out by the black company, then it won't look good on the Nijisanji, nor will it look good on him. Because the thing is, right, even if he tried to paint, because the thing is, right, he's trying to paint himself as a victim at that point. So the only way is that if the moment he start playing the victims, not only will people start saying that, like, a lot of people will start bashing him for being so-called like acting the victim when a lot of things that he done bad that is really is in the record, but also kind of like telling everyone that, hey, Nijisanji is a freaking black company, or everything that is doing in bad faith. obviously the name of the company is going to be so damn bad to the point that a lot of people don't understand why a lot of like VTuber news or drama VTuber, or however you want to call them or call me along the line. Mind you, I kind of like do give my takes and kind of like do want to tell people that the reason why this sort of thing can happen is that it kind of like there are consequences based on a person's action. Another thing along the line that hey they did to them so on is that often more than not when you have a lot of different detail that is appearing to me, I always have to like see past cases and see how it will play out. And there is also all these little detail that made me really kind of like able to predict what happened next, including like when people ask like what is the graduation, I mean not graduation, sorry, what is the collaboration that you want to look out for? And basically two Filipino VTuber, one being Millie from Nijisanji as well as Gerard from the Holostar. The only issue is that while Millie do seems to be open to it, Gerard-san indicating that he preferred not to. And at this point of time, I mean like if Nijisanji don't have those kind of controversy, those kind of news, don't have the issue with Tokiba, then this would have been a possible collaboration. But the only issue is that Gerard indicating as he don't want to die do give everyone the benefit, like the benefit of doubt or whatever what you want to call it, is that they think that he doesn't want to get hit by the Niji defense force, or he can be that he doesn't want to smear his reputation by collaborating with Millie. So in a way, when you do collaboration, it does go away where it has to benefit both sides. And if it doesn't benefit him, it is best not to do that collaboration. So in a way, it does show that if the company name is really going down to the ground, then I think it's fair that there are some people who come out with that thinking that maybe the collaboration won't go through. Like, I'm not sure how his mindset go. Like, he is well versed in those kind of controversy. He do read Reddit, he do see VTuber news. So all in all, I do understand he is well versed on that. Based on his comments, he doesn't want to die. I think the first one that I mentioned, that he doesn't want to get hit by the fan base of Melee, is that when you have a collaboration with between a male VTuber and a female VTuber, often more than not, the Erica attack is always come from the female VTuber fan. And at this point of time, I can't blame him. But there's also other people giving the take of that it may be due to, like mentioned, collaborating with Melee is going to bring down his name along the line. He will get caught out for it along the line, who knows. But when you think about it, it does seem possible. But that is also only just one part of it, so we can't really give like, is it really, because only he himself know why he want to. And when you think about it, it's like kind of like showing that the company bad faith is really does not go just only to the point that even VTuber from a rival company don't wish to collab with them. Because if they do collab, again, like I mentioned, it will not look good on Jerasan, but it will actually prove that there is a possibility that he may get attacked by the fan of Nijisanji. So there's a lot of possibility we just not sure which one will come out. So that's the reason why I have to say that there is a possibility, just not sure which. The only best outcome that we can only hope that is there's a good collab, no one get hurt, and I think that should be a way. But at this point of time, anything is just possible. It's just that when I talk about bad fate of Nijisanji, it's just sure to be that it's actually there are so many old cases that I talk about Nijisanji in my random chat that this one is just basically taking the cake that I can't deny that my point about Nijisanji has been on point, but at the same time, it's like, Nijisanji, how much do you need me to prove my point are being correct to the whole world? So, at this point, I don't feel I want to talk about this point. Like, it is almost a week news already, but too long, whatever you want to call it along the line, basically, Nijisanji asked Min, or basically who is well known as Pomu, for her credit card to provide food at the studio. So, in a simple term, is that instead of asking Min-san that what she want to eat and that the company will pay for her to eat the food that she require, the company decided to demand money from their own talents to pay for their food. And who know what food they will demand from the first place. So it's really, I mean, like, the story actually starts from that when Min actually went to Face Connect to have a sit down, and they actually asked her, like, apparently the fishman asked her, Min-san, what food do you want? And they pay for it without her asking that do she have to pay for her own. Well, the thing is, right, I believe what Nijisanji thing was that if you want your own food, you pay for your own food. But the only issue is that the company is so huge, they have a lot of money, and the money that was meant for the talents, instead of like giving money to the talents and paying food for their talents, they decided to just tell them that, hey, your money is mine and my money is mine, and what I want, you're paying for it. So it's really kind of show how bad faith Nijisanji, the company itself, is when they ask her for her credit card to pay for food. I mean, like, if they go and say that it's her treat, then I can see why. But the thing is, right, it doesn't seem to be the case where they want her to treat it. So and the funny thing is that if people say that in Japan, it's like the veteran have to pay for the food, mind you, the actual Japanese etiquette is always the higher up paying for it, not the talent themselves, but the CEO of the company. So in logical term, Riku, the CEO of any tailor, the parent company of Nijisanji, should be paying for the food. But then again, at this point of time, I feel like I'm just speaking through a script, but I can assure you guys I had no script in front of me other than reading some what there is in my mind along the line. It's just that it just shows how crazy the fan believing that Nijisanji is, and that Nijisanji has been proving a lot of my point about one of the point indicating that Nijisanji never treat their talents as talents but as normal employees, as well as that if they got ways to squeeze out every money out of their talents, they will. And this just proved one of them. So I don't understand why I need to talk more about it. I don't understand that why I would need to point this out anymore when they've been kind of like doing it to themselves, and it's just only like a matter of time when more and more story about Nijisanji bad faith will be rising to the surface. Excuse me. Because the thing is that if you guys think about it, right, sooner or later the iceberg is gonna melt. Whatever at the tip of the iceberg is going to get released to the ocean, and more things will be coming to the surface. So at this point of time, it's reaching that point, to the point that even when people ask like how Nijisanji should actually promote the talents as how Hololive production do it for Holostar. And obviously someone will go and type, oh, don't bother, Nijisanji don't want to waste money on promotion. Oh, sorry, that costs money. The only way that is happening is if the talents pay for themselves. So obviously, it is already kind of true in a way that people will go with the idea that, hey, Nijisanji is not going to pay for it. Because the thing is, right, when you already have one case of the company asking their talent to pay for it, obviously having the talents to, that if you want to be promoted on our company, you need to pay for the promotion fee. And it's not like being taken out of the cut that they pay to the company for, like with the super chat, with the merch seal, with everything. The company can, if they can squeeze out every single money out of the talent, they will do it without hesitation. And it's just proof how bad faith the company have in their talents. And now a lot of people having bad faith in the company. So it, like, in a way, what goes around comes around. So it's really show how crazy things can go. And it's like, just show to me, like, if anyone who do leave Nijisanji, like the talent who leave Nijisanji, may have a possibility of having a better life, because there is actually a case about Aoi Sakura. So anyone who didn't know about her is that she was known as Yuki Shihiro before her graduation, and at the time, it seems like her so-called collaboration with Lapras actually seems to make people think that she seems to be in a happier place and what's not, and it's kind of like, is it because it was shown in her stream or not? But it's just that she able to like be happy just streaming along the line with Lapras and having fun along the line. It just seem possible that there is a, like in what people say, not just because I say, is that she deserve her time. She deserve her time in hell, or her interaction before does show that she wished her graduation was a good thing along the line, or like trying to judge her joy or what's not isn't a real good matter. But people do actually kind of call out that they have built chemistry and that she leaving out Nijisanji seems to go that prove that she is having a good mental stage. And I think in a way we can actually write that as she is happy. But to what extent, I can't really say is it really true that leaving Nijisanji will be better. I mean, like, there's a possibility that the person who leave Nijisanji may not turn out better. I mean, like, aka some of the past talent like Kyo Kaneko. The only issue is that to if I really give a lot of different take on Nijisanji at this point of time. I really give like a lot of like being vocal about them. The only issue is that, like I mentioned, if they really need to change the freaking internal management, but the only issue is that they claim they had changed it, so but no, fear of doubt is still there. But if people still gonna put up a lot of old cases and there is no indication of like old management leaving the company as well, then I think it's still fair share that the company may not change at all. So there is still such a thing. The only issue is that I think like to me, right, is that either the freaking CEO change, there is a change of CEO for the company, or there is a like basically the company went down under. Hopefully not the latter, because I don't want other people to say that I'm being harsh, because I already got called out for being harsh at this point of time. But hey, at this point of time, it's just Nijisanji digging down themselves a deep hole, and 6 feet is not enough. They just decided to go way beyond. It's really kind of like show to me that how crazy this sort of thing are. Like Nijisanji really have never, like when people say that, oh, there is no drama about Nijisanji, but the Niji sister always bring it up. Or maybe like when people do call them out in a way, people start bashing other people and it became a drama on its own way. So it's really kind of like showing like why a lot of things never go according to what Nijisanji want. And more so that when you think about it, it's really just all back to the point that Nijisanji is just really a company with bad fate. Maybe it really is what many people would say, a black company or what's not, who knows. But to me, it just basically just show that it's really like a bad fate on the company management side, as well as that even if people say that the graduation of a lot of talents moving on, well, if the talents are able to like move on like Ao Sakura and have fun, I think that is a good form of moving on. Like this is really one of the things that I've like at the start of the video I say to that my advice to Haywire is that moving on with your life is much better than actually starting to say that, hey, I was a victim, the company do this. I mean, like once in a while, like what Min-san say, like, oh, at my at my old company, it happened before along the line. As a highlight, I think that's fine. But if the first thing you come out with your old past life and you start bashing the old company along the line, yeah, not going to be very very good for both sides. More so on the talent themselves, because the moment they has Haywire past life start talking badly about the company, people will just written him off as a crowd chaser. The talents is just gonna say that a lot of people will be realizing that the company is even more worse along the line. Obviously, it's the best way is to just move on and sometimes occasionally say about, oh, in my old company this and that whatsoever along the line. So I think that's a good way of handling stuff, but who knows? I mean, the only thing that I always say, only times can tell. But what do you guys think? Do you think that a lot of things that I say have been considered harsh, or do you think that the things that I say have merit? Or do you think that has Haywire graduation, is it a good thing, or is it a bad thing, or is it negligible? Who knows? Write in the comment below, we can discuss it further. But if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat. But do take note that a lot of things that I say in my random chat do have a lot of moment. It's just my speculative thought, just a random chat. So whatever you want to do, just make sure that prepare the sword, because the sword will be thrown at the screen if you need to. But sometimes the thing I say do follow, that does make sense. Some don't, some just kind of they never follow a single trend. But the one thing I can definitely give you guys is have a nice day or night. Bye.